So what am I trying to say? I kept attending auditions, and I kept trying to find my way to go to a film location and see how it's done. I was taking in everything. From 1998 to 2000, 2 straight years, nothing. And then 2001 came. Epic movies, more epics, still no roles. I used to rehearse with Lancelot Oduai-Maswin as a director. I was not part of the cast. And loves to rehearse. I said, this man, he go teach me acting. So I was always in his rehearsals. Okay. And when they realized I'm not part of, hey, you, come out. They the list. By then, I've learned all I needed to learn. One day, in 2001, I came to the movie ground, different auditions happening, and I looked and I was like, today I'm not in the mood. Remember, I looked to my left by the swimming pool. I saw the superstar Hilda Dokubo. So that was good for me. Because each time I would see a superstar, you must teach me something that day. The first time I met Ramsey Noah, he was drinking at the bar of Presidential Hotel. I walked up to him. I said, Ramsey, I have one question for you. He looked at me. I said, how do you act so natural? He smiled. The gods, the boldness. He just looked at this boy like, oh yeah, sit down, sit down.
Hello viewers, once again I'm here. My name is Imai Humadu, aka La Vista, like some of you would like to call me, and this remains your favorite podcast, Nollywood Hardcore. And of course you guys already know that every time you see me seated on the seat, that means there's a legend seated on my right side. But the issue here is that you may not be able to tell which of the legends that is seated here until I reveal him. Well, let me give you guys a little hint. Probably you'll be able to guess. This one is one of your fine boys. He's also one of your lover boys. I know now so many people are going through your heads. You're trying to tell which of them. Don't worry, just stay calm. You're going to meet him. He's my very good friend. We've come a long way. We've gone through a lot together. In good times, in bad times, in smiling times, and stuff like that. So ladies and gentlemen, without boring you guys, without wasting much time, I present to you the one and only Nollywood legendary fine boy, Nonso Diobi in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Look at you here.
Whew. I'm looking so smooth here.
That's what's up.
Man.
So this is what... Every time the ladies look at you, they crush.
Well, you're right.
I'm right.
Sometimes I look at this guy right here and I crush too.
And you crush too. And you be like, is this me for real?
It's me. And it's been the grace of God. It's been...
Nonso Diobi, you're welcome to Nollywood Hardcore.
Thank you very much.
And
I've been looking forward to this moment.
Exactly, you're here now.
Thank you. Thank you.
So today we're going to be talking to you. We're going to be asking you a couple of questions from the very beginning. One of the essence of this podcast is to, for us to be able to tell our stories, because this present generation, even though some of them watch Nollywood, some of them just got into Nollywood, but they do not really understand how the whole story started.
True.
When some of us used to walk around from one part of Lagos to the other part of Lagos
True.
On one shoe and one stockings.
True.
So this is why this program has been created, for us to tell our story so that the present generation can learn from it. Even the older generation can actually learn from it.
That's completely true.
I'm sure a lot of your fans looking at you today do not know where you're from. So that's why I say you're going to start from the beginning. Now, so Job, you're going to tell us where you're from,
yes,
where you grew up, the schools you attended. Let us start from there. Let's hear from you.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Imai Humadu,
yes,
a.k.a. La Vista. Well, like you said, this is Nollywood Hardcore.
Yes.
Right? So, since it's hardcore, I'm going to go down way deep.
That's cool.
I'm going to share a lot of things that I've not shared with any media house or any interview ever granted. This time I'm going to open up to you about so many things that people don't know about me.
That's the essence of you being here, Mr. Nonso.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I will start from saying that right now I'm a global citizen. I'm someone that any part of the world where I see myself, it's either somebody says, I know your face, or they mention my name,
Exactly.
or they mention Nollywood, or they say Nigerian actor. There must be a way to identify me
Yes.
everywhere in the world. And I'm very honored, I'm humbled by such great feat. But I know that we went through the fire. We went through the making stage. We went through the stage where you wanted to become something great, but you knew that it was not going to be easy. You came into the journey realizing that a lot of people have gone through it before you. And you know that definitely for you to attain that level of greatness, you have to go through the fire and get molded. So I'll start by saying I hail from Anambra State in a small town called Nofia in Njikoka local government.
Nofia.
That's it, Nofia.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. While I was still coming up in the industry, some crazy continuity guys were writing Diobi instead of Diobi.
They were writing Diobu. Okay.
So that
yes.
era became a controversy that I'm from River State. A lot of people were saying
Diob.
Yes,
Okay.
Mautu Diobi.
Yes.
So yeah, my name is actually Nonso, Chuku Nonso, Ogochukwu Diobi.
Wow.
Yeah. So my first name means God is always with me. My middle name is Grace of God is with me. And then my surname, Diobi. Ogochukwu.
Even as close as I am to you, this is the first time I'm hearing that middle name, Ogochukwu.
Nobody knows that. I've kept that away for a very long time. But like you said, this is Nollywood hardcore. Yes. This is where I get to let people know the things they don't know about me.
Exactly.
So this is one of it. Okay. And I was actually born and raised in Enugu State. Shout out to 042, City of Kings, Obodifeneme, right? So my growing up was quite remarkable because to me, I want to believe that the stage was already set for me to come into this world and become something exceptional, become a person of impact. I was meant to make impact in the world because it was very obvious from when I was born, from when I grew up, how I grew up. Unlike, I'm saying this, people don't know this about me, unlike so many people that would talk about their childhood, playing with kids, their peers, how, all that childhood stuff. I never had none. Because the typical Nonso would always hang out where elderly people are, where older people are. So I'm sure you were not so surprised how I became your friend. I was so taken by you. And the way you accepted me, the moment I approached you, I knew that you were a man of good spirit. And I knew fully that you were going to teach me a lot.
I remember that very day.
Yes.
In Enugu.
Exactly.
Yes. I think we were playing lawn tennis.
That's right. That's right.
I don't forget it.
That's right. So after that moment, I knew that this was just who I was, right from how I grew up. I was always attracted to older people. I was attracted to people that I believed that had a lot of knowledge, a lot to offer me. So yes, growing up, whenever you're looking for Nonso, look for where elderly people are gathered talking. You're going to see me. Folded my hand and listening to everybody.
Okay.
That was my interest. So I got to realize that I'm somebody that was after knowledge. I was after people teaching me a lot. So, I in Enugu, I went to, my primary school was WTC, and that is what's the full Women Teaching College, something like that.
WTC.
WTC is I will remember the full name.
Is it
for
like
it.
a Women Teachers College? Or
Women
something?
Teachers College?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Women Teachers College. That was my school. So right there in school, I already showed some signs of talent. I was already part of a drama group.
Okay.
I was already part of Man O' War. Anything that would make me like be proactive in the society. I was part of Y Brigade, all those school stuff to even interact. I was an interactor then, right? Like the Interact Club, that where you graduate and go into the Rotary Club, right?
Okay.
So all those things were more like the things that really molded my perception about life. I knew that I had to become. I knew that I had to learn a lot. So right there in school, I always showed some traces of an entrepreneur too. I think with me, there was no dull moment. In my primary school, I was selling bonds.
Bonds.
Straight up, I sold bonds.
Just to make some extra cash here and there.
Exactly, because the thing is, I grew up in a family, an average family, where I noticed that my parents were struggling to take care of everybody. I was the last born.
Okay.
So I think as much as the last born will get everything, I rejected that privilege. So they didn't understand that about me. I wanted to achieve things by myself. I think I didn't want my parents to go through the stress of raising me. So I started on time to equip myself with knowledge and try to find my path in life.
Okay.
And that's what led me to a couple of things. Shout out to the Ilukas. At a point, I was selling boxes to in school, right? So in my primary school, I was always, there's this Ghanaian woman that always, a church member, she was giving me the Ghana bonds to sell in school.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed that. It was a time for me to express myself. And, that led to so many other things. But at the same time, I realized that my passion for talent was higher than my passion for business.
Okay.
All right. So that's what led me to focusing on acting, performing in my church. That's where it actually started. In my church. Church of God Mission International.
In Enugu.
In Enugu.
So you have always wanted to be an actor?
Yes.
Right from when you were little?
Exactly.
So how did you find yourself into the mainstream Nollywood?
All right. While I was growing up, if you guys had TV and DVD in your house, trust me, I'll be in your house forever.
To watch movies?
Thank you. Kids like me didn't watch movies as much as I did. Trust me, I didn't understand why I was so engrossed with the idea of watching movies. So that's where I started picking interest in certain characters. Will Smith was one of it. I would say Will Smith inspired me. I would say Denzel Washington inspired me. And at that point, I started watching movies to learn. And I didn't understand why. So, from my church, we were all in a church choir. All right? Shout out to the Church of God Mission Choir of that era. We were all young people. The musician, Flavor Nabania, and his sisters, they were also in my choir. A lot of people didn't know that. We all grew up together in the same church. He was an amazing kid with a lot of talent for music and instruments. So, but right there in the choir, I was able to set up the drama group.
Okay.
And we started performing before the man of God would preach. So in one of those performances, a deacon in the church, after the service was over, called me by the side and sat me down. He said, Nonso, I won't forget those words. He said, Nonso, do you know you would make it in the mainstream industry? And I was like, Mainstream. Okay. I never thought about acting for TV. It was just acting in church, using it to minister. And I was enjoying it. But after that conversation, I was like, okay, I need to make moves. So at that moment, I started paying attention to where does the movie industry people meet. Okay?
Before then,
Yes.
were you watching Nollywood
I was
movies?
watching lots of Nollywood movies.
Okay.
I've already picked out some characters that I mirrored. Okay? People like RMD, Ramsey, Emekike,
Okay.
Patata, all right, Omotola Jaladekede. So many of those fine actors then, I was already watching them. I was not just watching them because they were entertaining me. I was actually watching them because I needed to understand
What was going on
how
there?
they do what they do. So from beginning, I realized that TV, movies, and everything that has to do with acting wasn't entertainment for me. I was eager to know about this. I never expected that I would be a star. I just knew that I had the interest to act. And that's how it started. And when I got the information about where actors meet, can I tell you how I got the information?
That's what I want to hear.
Beautiful. My father was bringing me back from school one day, and we drove past a hotel. And thank God there was traffic. I was looking, and I saw Steve Ebo Ajebo.
Ajibo.
He was standing in front of the hotel.
Okay.
He waved at me
There in Enugu.
in Enugu, and I waved back.
He waved at you.
Yes.
Like someone he knew or something.
Exactly, like, kids in the car,
Okay.
with their father
Okay.
during school run.
Okay.
No, I started waving first because I recognized him.
Okay.
I was like, what's this actor doing here? Now, while I was waving, I saw Charles Okafor walking out the same gate, and I was like, okay, this is where actors meet.
Okay.
I kept waving. I've never waved so much in my entire life, La Vista. I kept waving.
Was that a hotel?
Yes.
What's the name of the hotel?
First Hotel.
First Hotel.
Yes. First Hotel, that's the name.
That was actually the first hotel I stayed. The
When you
first
came
time I came into
to
Enugu.
Enugu to act.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. Oh, I mean, I was so overwhelmed with the situation. I couldn't tell my dad what I was seeing. And I realized that there were so many people coming out of that hotel, and most of them were popular actors. So what happened was that was where actors were camped. That's where they were doing the auditions. That's where everything was happening. So this time, I planned that I'm going to walk back to my house. Like, I'm going to walk home. I'll make sure my dad don't pick me up so that I get to stop there, walk into that place, and take a look at what is
And
going
see
on.
things for yourself.
So the very first celebrity that I ever saw for real, in real life, was Stephen Ebo
Okay.
and Charles Okafor. Charles Okafor.
Charles Okafor. Okay.
Yes. Those two men, I think they really... What happened to my brain at that moment was that I realized that stars were human beings. These people were real.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. So at that moment, I knew that, okay, I found where actors meet. How do I get to do this without my family knowing? My father is tough. My father will beat the hell out of me if he realized that I was trying to join entertainment. Because he already told me what he wanted me to be.
What did he want you to
He
be?
wanted me to be a doctor.
I can imagine.
Trust me. That's all he wanted. No negotiation. Right? So, but then, I finally made the move. I stopped over at the hotel, and that's the first time I saw that, okay, anybody can come here, identify with them, be part of what is going on. And that's how it actually started for me. I kept returning when I had chance to come, find out audition noticed. And I think, as God will have it, I found favor in so many people. Like, they were trying to help me. I found love. That's one thing I experienced the first time. The love was real.
Okay.
Everybody was trying to help one another. They were like, okay, make sure you are always, take somebody's number so that, you can always call and find out information.
What year was that?
This was 1998.
1998.
Officially.
1998. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard it from Nonso Diobi.
That's
The first
right.
time he joined Nollywood was in 1998.
1998.
It is official.
That's
I
it.
told you guys it's going to be a beautiful ride with Nonso Diobi on Nollywood Hardcore.
Yes, sir.
We're just going to take a minute break. Please don't go away and don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back. This is still Nollywood Hardcore, and on this session, it's me and Nonso Diobi here in the studio. Nonso Diobi was just telling us what year that he joined Nollywood industry, and he has made it clear to us that it was in the year 1998.
That's right.
Nonso, so you joined the movie industry called Nollywood in 1998. Can you still remember which was your first movie? I need you to tell us which was your first movie, that's one. And then secondly, which was the movie that put you on the spotlight?
Awesome. Now, it wasn't even called Nollywood when I joined.
Oh, yes, I remember. We're just using that name, Nollywood,
I had to.
for general knowledge.
Yes. It's very important that the audience understand this.
Okay.
So that they will realize how much we have grown and the particular stage the industry was when I joined. The Guild of Actors was called NAG, National Association of Nigerian Actors.
Nigerian Actors
Guild,
yes.
sorry, Nigerian Actors Guild,
yeah.
right? And then there was no industry. I think that was the most formulative stage of the industry. So when I started coming to the industry, I knew nothing. All I tried to do, which I basically don't understand, how did I have such level of knowledge or level of direction to understand what I needed to do? Which was trying to understand actors, filmmakers, the environment I find myself. I knew that I needed to learn how to act. So that's what I tell most people today. Most young actors wants to skip the audition stage. It is the audition stage that made me. The level of professionalism that I bring to my game today came from the audition stage.
Okay.
So what was the audition stage? Unlike most people, they came to audition so anxious, so eager to get a role. I came to audition so anxious, so eager to get in front of these professionals and do my part so that they can correct me.
Okay.
There was no film school.
Yes.
There was practically no, tutorial class, acting class. Nobody was teaching you nothing. So I don't know how I had that idea, that audition was going to play a great role. I attended auditions from 1998. No role. That was the era when all the love stories were directed towards the big names, Emeki K, Ramsey Noah, Francis Duru. The big names were in full throttle.
Full effect.
Full effect that time. There was no roles for the kinds of me. The young chappie, the teenager. Now, I realized that I had to become something in the business. I had to become a professional actor so that I can start getting roles. So I kept attending auditions. No matter the audition that is called, I will be there. When they are doing rehearsals, I will be there. Then we came to the era of epic movies. They said, Nonso, you're too yellow. You did like Oyibo. We cannot cast you. In fact, La Vista, I forced myself. I sneaked into a cast. I sneaked into a costume. And then when finally, I would not forget, Ngozi Nkebako,
Yes.
the DOP.
DOP.
He was taking shots of the village boys and got to me and stopped. He said, who is this white man? Who did they give this costume? Right there and then I was decasted. They bundled me out of the location.
It was an epic movie.
Epic movie. I've had enough of the auditions and auditions and auditions and no roles.
You decided to take it.
By force. So some of my friends, my guys, they were like, don't worry. Once they are calling the names, answer somebody's name and get inside the bus.
That was what you did.
That's what I did. Just to get myself on a movie location.
Yes.
Mind you, before this time, I've never been to any movie location. Okay. Never.
Okay.
I only attended auditions. Okay. So I didn't know what it was to be as a
set.
location, on set. I also did that in the movie called Arusiyi. You were there too. Were you in Arusiyi? Gentle Jack was there.
I think it was Gentle Jack.
The picture. Gentle Jack still has that picture. He still have it. Please, ask him to give it that picture. I'm sure the fans will love to see that picture. Okay. They will. Everything I'm saying now will make sense to you.
Okay.
In fact, I had to dress black and black to look the part.
to darken your skin a little bit.
Yes. And when I got to that set, they still got to me. No, but that was not an epic movie. But I was not part of the cast. Okay. That particular film, I was not part of the cast. But I insisted I had to come to location. So what am I trying to say? I kept attending auditions. And I kept trying to find my way to go to a film location and see how it's done. I was taking in everything. I was taking in so much. From 1998 to 2000. 2 straight years. Nothing. And then 2001 came. Epic movies. More epics. Still no roles. And I remember how I used to rehearse with Lancelot Oduai-Maswin as a director. I was not part of the cast. But whenever he was... the man loves to rehearse. I said, this man, he go teach me acting. And you're not going to say he teach me. So I was always in his rehearsals. Okay. And when they realized I'm not part of... hey, you, come out. You know they the list. By then, I've learned all I needed to learn. So finally, one day, in 2001, I came to the movie ground, different auditions happening, and I looked and I was like, today I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to audition. I went to where they are playing snooker. I remember I looked to my left by the swimming pool. I saw the superstar Hilda Dokubo. I saw one man standing in front of people. Everybody was seated facing him.
Was it still at the first hotel or a different
hotel?
No,
this time, remember, the industry kept changing location.
Yes.
This time we were now at Presidential Hotel.
Okay.
From First Hotel to Presidential Hotel. Okay. Now, Presidential Hotel was like a stone throw from First Hotel. It's not so far.
No, it's not far. It's trackable.
It's not so far. It's trackable. Yes. Right? So as of this time, as of 2001, we were all in Presidential Hotel. Everything was happening there. Yes. It had more space. And again, the celebrities that came from Lagos and came from all parts of Nigeria to act in Enugu all were lodged in Presidential Hotel.
Yes.
So that was good for me. Because each time I would see a superstar, you must teach me something that day. Unlike everybody, when they meet the big names, they'll be like, let me take a picture, let me take a picture. When I meet you, the questions I will ask you that day, you will be like, this boy, what's wrong with you? The first time I met Ramsey Noah, he was drinking at the bar of Presidential Hotel. I walked up to him, I said, Ramsey, I have one question for you. He looked at me, I said, how do you act so natural? He smiled. The gods, the boldness. He just looked at this boy like, oh yeah, sit down, sit down. He started teaching me. So finally, back to the story of how I got my first role. I started hearing people call me from afar. Hey, come. They were calling me. I approached. Before I could get close to them, Hilda said, oh, he looks like me. I'm sure if she's watching this right now, she'll remember that moment.
Okay.
This young boy looks like me. He can play my brother. Boom! After 3 years, after more than 1,000 auditions,
wow.
I finally got my first role and I didn't have to audition for it.
Just like that?
Just like that. And at that moment, I knew that I've gotten into the industry.
Okay.
I sat down. Blessed memory, Theodore Anyaji, the director, he looked at me and was like, yeah, it's true. Yeah. Have you acted before? I say, yes, sir, I've acted before. And that was not true.
How dare you say no?
Oh, straight
When you
casting.
could answer somebody else's name to get into the location.
Exactly.
Boss.
When I've done a lot. No, I didn't tell you the story about Okijamaka when we were shooting Amina. Was it Amina that took us to Ogwashuku? I snuck into the bus too. I wasn't a cast member. I went all the way from Enugu to Delta, and when I got there, I was sneaking to the locations. That was the location. Yeah, that was the location that what's his name? Ngozi Nkebwaku saw me and said, "No, this guy is too yellow to be a village boy."
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So after that moment, I actually stopped. I've had my fill. I went so far, just for the thrill of it, to experience it. For me, the beginning stage in the industry, I needed the experience. I was not eager to act. I was eager to understand the world I just walked into.
You needed to just blend yourself.
That's
into
what
the
it is.
system.
So the first movie was titled Borderline. I played Hilda Dokubo's younger brother.
Borderline.
Borderline.
Shot in Enugu.
Shot in Enugu. Directed by Theodore Anyaji.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. First movie, 7 scenes.
Okay.
And that was it. The experience on set was, I can't imagine how I felt. Finally, after so long, right from my church stage, right from sneaking into people's houses just because they're showing movies, to acting on my church stage, to coming to the industry without having a clue what to be and how to go about it. Finally, the cameras were facing me and I was acting.
How did you feel?
I was shaking. I was shaking and sweating.
I think being nervous is
Woo!
definitely part of it.
Trust me.
First time
Labisa.
you face any camera, definitely that nervousness usually comes. It comes to play.
But one thing was remarkable. They all saw my talent. So
Okay.
they kept telling me, breathe in, breathe out. Don't worry, you'll be fine.
They noticed you were nervous.
That's it. So Theodore told me one thing and I will never forget. He said, Nonso, the day you conquer the camera, that's the day you become an actor.
Okay.
I said, okay.
There goes the secret.
Yes. Conquer the camera. Okay. So
So I hope you guys are learning
that's it.
that line. The day you conquer
the camera.
is the day you become an actor. Because a whole lot of you, the moment you face the camera, you start to shake, you start to shiver.
That's it.
Conquer the camera and become an actor.
And you become an actor.
Okay.
So if I have to break down the idea behind conquering the camera, it's very simple. Act like the camera don't exist.
That's the whole idea.
Act like nobody exists.
Yes. And just do your thing.
Put yourself in that moment and do your thing.
That's being natural.
That's it.
And afterwards, you started to get more roles.
No. Back to square one. The industry is tough.
They wouldn't know.
They have no idea. But this time, there was hope.
Okay.
Now, I was now attending audition with a lot of expectation to get casted. Before, I knew there was no hope. I couldn't get casted. I was still learning. The next film came. And the next film was what I never expected. At this stage, we have moved from Presidential Hotel all the way to Nico.
Okay.
Nico Hotel.
The Nigo era.
The Nico era. And that's when we just got to that area. Now, when you go to Presidential Hotel, they will tell you, some producers have taken the audition to Nico.
Yes.
So we're shuttling between Presidential and Nico.
Yes.
And the movie, Hatred, Part 2. The major actors were Sandra Achums and Zakoji were the major actors. They already did a part 1 of that movie and it was a smash hit. The part 1 of the movie was made before I joined the industry. But in the part 2, it was a new generation. It was Karma Time. It was Nemesis. And I didn't audition for the role. Before this time, I have been in 2 or 3 movies where I played 1 scene, 2 scene, 1 scene. So my skills have been established. People know what I can do. So when Tichi the Chikere was looking for a new star, a new young actor, somebody that was going to make an impact for that role. And that was also practically the first time that he was directing.
His first time as a director.
Yes, his first movie as a director.
Okay.
And that was it. He called me for the movie. I never auditioned for it. He sent for me. When I saw him, I knew he was a great writer. I knew he has written a lot of hit Nollywood movies. I didn't know him as a director.
Okay.
But he told me, he said he's directing this movie. And he's giving me this opportunity. He's a sub-lead. I've never played more than 10 scenes in my life. And this man gave me up to 58 scenes.
Wow.
And I was like, why did he have so much faith in me? So what I got to realize later was that in the industry, I've already created an impression amongst producers. That is why it's very important. I tell every young actor, every single opportunity you get, smash it.
Use it, smash it, hit it.
Because I came by recommendation to Teach the Chikere, and he gave me that role.
Okay.
Hatred, Part 2, where I played the stubborn son of Sandra Achums and Zakoji.
Was that the movie that made you famous?
Boom.
That was the movie that blew you.
That was the movie.
Hatred.
Everybody talked about it because I was so stubborn. I acted that movie. The twin girls, Tracy and Stans Daniels. Yeah, they were my sisters in the movie.
Did you play a lover boy there?
No, I was a bad son. I was a bad boy. I was everything bad.
Who was your father?
Zakoji.
Zakoji.
My mom was Sandra Achums. So
Okay.
I was the nemesis of my mom because I and my sisters and I did the same thing she did to her parents. That's why I told you the part 1 was shot a long time ago. So they came back for part 2 for a newer generation. Repercussion of what she did to her mother.
Okay, I get it now. Hatred. Okay, that's cool.
Thank you.
Let us look at the screen.
All right?
Let us watch this short clip. I want the fans to try and relate to this clip and how it also concerns you.
Okay. All right.
Coming through.
I hope it's not my sex tape. I'm kidding.
Do you have one?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, let's look at it.
Right time for what?
I don't know how to say it or how to make it sound as true as it is. And I don't want to sound as if I am out to exploit you because of the little things I've done for you.
Look at me.
Just say it, come on.
Believe me. I love you. And I need you. There is a big vacuum in my heart, which I know that it is only you that can fill it. Tell me, can you love me? Can you be my baby?
Frankly speaking, Tony, I love you, but
Don't say no, okay? Entertain no fear. Baby, I promise to remain true and faithful to you. I really love you, Whitney. Can you be my lover?
yes, I will.
There she goes. She has fallen. She just fell for him.
Oh my
She
goodness.
just fell for you. She just fell for you. Now, do you know the number of women that you have said that word to in the movies? Can you tell, like, the number of women that you have said "I love you" to in the movies?
A lot. Oh my goodness.
Do you know one thing I wanted to do?
Yes.
It's just time. I didn't have enough time. I wanted to get so many of your movies
Yes.
and cut I love you from this movie, I love you from that movie, cut I love you from this movie, and then join all of them together
my
to make
goodness.
up 1 full minute of I love you from Nonso Diobi to a lot of women.
Oh my God. Well,
You grew in the industry.
Yes.
At a point in time, you became one of the most sought after actors.
by God's grace.
One of the most sought after lover boys
by God's grace.
in Nollywood. I remember then, we were seeing your posters everywhere. You rose. Nonso
That's
Diobi,
true.
the name became a household name. You rose to the very top.
That's true.
When you found yourself at the top of your game, how did you feel? How did you feel? Knowing where you came from, what
True.
you passed through, and then eventually you found yourself at the top of your game. How did you feel?
It was like a dream come true. Because I remember I used to look at the TV and I used to look at people like Uncle Peter Dochi and be like, one day I'm going to be like this man. I'll look at Ramsey Noah, look at the big names. I kept confessing. And I said, this time, I don't even know where the movie industry was. But I kept believing. When it happened, at that moment, I knew that my life has changed. I knew that moving forward, that so much is going to happen. Some for good, some for bad. But most importantly, I became more encouraged to keep moving. I remember, like I will always tell everybody, go back to the drawing board. How hungry were you? I remember vividly when I was nothing. When I finally got to that particular stage you were talking about, it was a dream come true, but I became more energized, emboldened for the next level. Remember, I was still an Eastern actor, living in Enugu. Everything I did was Enugu. Yeah. So, I knew that this is the first stage. Now I have to get to work. But most importantly, I started listening to a lot of people that everybody kept saying one thing. They said, Nonso, your greatness is eminent. Nonso, this is who you have become. Be humble, humble, humility, humble. It was like everybody was saying the same thing. Be humble, be humble, be... Trust me, I think it helped me a lot in making sure that it didn't get into my head. The part of humility, it was over-reaffirmed. Everybody kept saying it. Nonso, you're going to be bigger than this. Nonso, look at who you are now. Or you just have to be humble, be hardworking. And I realized that at the point of even achieving greatness, humility was going to determine if I would go forward or backward.
Okay.
So again, the level of success I achieved gave me concern. Because I've heard it so much that it's easy to get there, but it's hard
To stay up
to
there.
stay up there.
Talking about being hard to stay up there, let's look at the next video.
Whoa.
Because as at this time, you were already up there. Yes. Let's look at the next video quickly. This video.
Yes,
Do you remember this song?
Silence. Yes. This is the movie.
You were loose. Too loose.
This is the movie.
Lost concentration.
This is the movie.
But how would I have known that I was being followed? This girl just came to my room.
War
I
game.
knew I suspected her, but I didn't know what she was up to.
Tell the archangel. Tornado Arima the Bassan. Our Lord's Prayer. Remember? Father, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. Silencer. What do you talk about? That's all in there for Bible. But my man, The fact be say this girl
Flag men down.
and based on this, her mess of the ground and it must be treated accordingly. Susan, can go. Eh? We'll see you later.
Are you sure? So, am I forgiven now?
Susan, leave. Leave.
Please, I'm sorry.
Man, which one be this now? Hey, on to routine.
My favorite part is coming.
Yes.
Commando. Silencer. Tell. It's time for your own treatment.
Magam.
You don't be.
You betrayed me.
Okay.
How? Why did you bring the man to the room? But man, when I know the story, Susan gave us a false alarm. I can't move with silencer. Now when we got there now, another thing we see. And then
So this movie right here is a case of you're pointing fingers at somebody, meanwhile the rest of your fingers are pointing at
back
you.
at you.
He is complaining
Yes.
that the girl gave you guys out.
That's right.
But he forgot the fact that he also led the police to you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You can't change him for him.
Yes.
This movie right here,
This movie.
you were at the top of your game already.
That's right.
When you guys just did this movie. I remember
right.
this movie. This movie was very famous
It was.
when it came out.
It was.
It was the talk of the town.
Yes.
Everybody was talking about it.
Yes. War game.
Now, at that time, like you said, you had already built your courage,
Yes.
your boldness to
Yes.
do your thing. It could be seen, in your movies.
Yes.
You are one actor that has practically done it all.
True.
You did actions.
Yep.
You did a lot of love.
True.
You kissed a lot of lips.
Down. Down.
As a matter of fact, there was no restriction to the kind of roles. Even the people that were saying that you could not do epic, they started giving you epic
Exactly.
roles.
That's what happened later.
You see?
You know?
So at this point in time,
Yes.
what were the challenges you were facing as a top actor in Nollywood? What were the challenges that came your way? What were your challenges generally in Nollywood?
Well, let me go deep down. One of the major challenges that I faced was the people that didn't want you to grow. Yes.
Such people, were they industry players?
Industry
Or
players.
family? Or...
No. Industry players.
Tell us about it.
We're talking about producers that think your success is way beyond what they expected. All right? So, one of the biggest challenges I had was guidance. I achieved this level of success, but nobody was guiding me. I didn't have that mentorship of what to always do. Now, it became very difficult for me to understand, how do I handle stardom? Because I don't know how to be a star. There was so much I didn't know. How do I handle fame? Now I have it, but how do I go about it? How do I brand myself? How do I monetize my value? And all this, for me, became a challenge because the industry had no structure for that. You were practically on your own.
Yes.
What I just said now is the reason why many actors are very popular but didn't make the money.
Okay.
So, at this point, with this level of achievement, I could tell you that one of my biggest challenge was the guidance. That was it.
Okay.
Because nobody in my family had interest in entertainment.
Okay.
My father was mad at me realizing that I was an actor. But then, when he saw that it was a practical move that could change my life, he became supportive. So even in the industry, I realized that it was all man for yourself. Everybody was chasing their goals. So with that level of greatness, you'll practically be clueless on what to do or how to go about it. But in practicality, you would want to emulate some people. Now, it becomes difficult because just like many people, they couldn't also handle their stardom. It was very difficult for them.
Yes, because looking at how the Nollywood is built,
Yes.
you see from time to time you see a particular actor being at the top of the game, top of his game, at the helm of affairs.
Yes.
Like every producer was, at their back wanting them
Highly
to be
sought after.
Yes.
Completely.
Now, in your own case, tell me, how did that top spot slip out of your hand? How did it leave you?
Well, I like that question. I am somebody that always wants more.
Like Oliver Twist.
Yes. I knew that I was not who I became. It was the journey that brought me there.
You were not prepared for the
No,
top.
I was prepared. But the journey that brought me there was the most important. So as much as many people expected me to relish in that moment, I wanted more. Okay?
Okay.
Now, that's where the one I call Master comes in.
What you call what?
I call him Master.
Master.
The
Okay.
late Eberong, blessed memory.
Okay.
He was a director and a producer.
Yes.
That's the role he stepped in for me. He became my guidance. He became my mentor. He became like a father figure to me. But most people didn't know that. He was the one that told me, Nonso, for you to access the next level of your fame, you must leave the East and move to Lagos.
Okay.
That's how I moved.
Yes.
That's what brought me to Lagos to make the movie that we all made together,
Yes.
Love Boat.
Yes.
Exactly. He was the one that told me that the level of fame that I've achieved, this one, is not where I'm going. That I'm still going to pay my dues. I kept hearing the word, you keep paying dues, you keep paying dues. As much as many people felt that this was stardom, it wasn't for me.
Okay.
It wasn't, a lot of people felt that, oh, you've achieved it, and maybe you should just be on that level and keep, over and over, chunking out films on that level. I wanted more. The people that inspired me to get to that level came from somewhere, and that was Lagos. That was what started my journey.
Okay.
I knew that I had to move to Lagos, become a Lagos artist, blend with the Lagos industry, and start learning all over again. Because becoming a famous person from the East is not usual. There were no famous people from the East. All the famous people we knew were from Lagos,
Yes.
right?
Lagos based.
Lagos based.
Yes.
It was still my master, late Eberon, that told me about my fee as an actor.
Okay.
So to also answer your question, at this point was the point they were paying me peanut and the jobs were flowing from everywhere. Nonso Diobi's poster was everywhere, but I was not making money.
Okay.
So the definition of success as at this time was not where I was going.
Okay.
It was just the foundation for the next level. Then I came to Lagos. That's when I knew that my stardom was learning.
It was just
They are no be
beginning.
star. Are you getting the point?
Okay.
The moment I arrived in Lagos,
Yes.
that's when I knew that, okay, welcome to the party.
Okay.
Now you will prove your worth. Now you will stand the test of time.
All right.
Behold, people like you, chasing the same thing you're chasing.
The same dream.
The same dream.
The same roles.
But what helped me was that people like you, people like Jerry Milo, people like Hank Sanuku, people like Gentle Jack, that met me in the East, made me feel like I wasn't new in Lagos.
Okay.
I was in JJC. I was always with you.
Yes.
Always in your house. So for me, it was, you guys were like angels for me. You were really, really guiding me. You knew that I was an Eastern boy that didn't know much. And I'll say it right here in this podcast. Both you, Imai Humadu, Gentle Jack, Blessed Memory JT Tom West. Who am I missing on this list?
You mentioned Jerry Milo,
Jerry Amilo,
Hank Sanuku.
Hank Sanuku. You see, you guys were the big brothers that I had in the industry.
Yes, right from way back in
From
the East.
day one
I
in the
remember
East.
how we used to hang out.
That's it.
In McDevil's Hotel.
That's it. So I can say they were the ones that spoilt me. Yes.
We taught you a lot.
So, I love this question you brought up because people do not understand that one layer of success you achieve is not the final. There is more. And when you begin the journey for the more, it will look like you have not done anything.
Exactly. Okay.
That's what took me to Lagos. And this time is not attended auditions. People already know me.
Yes.
I knew that I had to now become an international artist. I started being very proactive in the Lagos industry. And when I knew that I've arrived, that I'm now a star, is when the same Eastern people started calling me to come and act
Come and walk in the East.
as a Lagos artist. Back home.
Yeah.
That was the point.
Okay.
And at this point, there was no price tag to my value anymore. I could collect any amount. There was no limitation to my value anymore.
They had value for your work.
Exactly.
So whatever fee you tag yourself, they pay you.
Exactly. So, contrary to what people thought, I'm still in the act of becoming. Because every stage of success is meant to inspire you for the next one.
Yes.
It is only those that have the heart to leave behind what they believe is success to them that can achieve something higher.
It's all good. Look,
Thank
we
you.
can spend a whole day here talking about a lot. But because of time, I'm just going to go to the next question quickly. Please, can you splash the next picture for me
Another
on the screen?
flashback.
No, there's this picture I want you to
Another
look at.
flashback.
Look at this picture here. This picture right here.
Another flashback. Here we go. Yeah.
This picture right here.
Yes.
This is Mike Ezuroni.
Yep.
A lot of people mistook your personality for his. Am I right?
That's right.
Sometimes people do call you Mike Ezuroni.
Completely. Completely.
So my question is this. Was there, at that point, did you find it funny that you were being called Mike? Was there any kind of rivalry between you and Mike?
The fans wanted a rivalry.
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Because we didn't know that we gave off that vibe. All right? Everywhere they meet him, they call him Nonso.
Yes.
Anywhere they meet me, they call
Call
me
you
Mike.
Mike. Do you guys look alike that much?
Photogenically, we do,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
I realized that sometimes I see a poster and Mike is there. If I don't look clearly, I'll think I'm the one.
Oh, really?
Yes, it happened to me a lot and it happened to him too. So I'll be like, when did I act with these people? I've not acted with these people in this poster. That's how I used to know I'm not the one.
Oh, okay.
Now, just the way fans feel about us,
Yes.
we feel about that way about ourselves.
If you feel that way
Yes.
about yourself and
Yes.
him, then you shouldn't blame the fans.
I don't blame the fans. It was difficult at first. Each time they call me Mike, I'll correct them. No, it's Nonso. Mike, you're Mike. No, it's Nonso.
Did it get to you?
At the point, it got to me. I asked him this question one time.
Okay.
And he said yes, it was getting to him at the point.
Okay.
And then we realized that we were both going through the same thing.
All right.
And our resolution was that
Let
if
it
you
be.
call me Mike, let it
You
be.
answer.
But this is the remarkable thing.
Yes.
When Mike came into the industry, the very first film he made was with me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So that means you're older than him in the industry.
Yes. Mike met me on a set where he came to play 5 scenes. I was the lead character in Lagos.
Okay, you had already moved to Lagos.
Yes.
Oh, that's a wide gap.
The moment we shook hands, it was all over. Brotherhood was found.
Okay.
Love, friendship, everything.
All right.
All I wanted was for him to be like me.
Okay.
Everything that I wanted was for him to rise up to the
To
challenge.
succeed.
And remarkably, he's an enigma.
Oh, yes, yes. Mike is a fantastic actor.
He was ready to get on the battlefield. He was ready to do what it takes.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, we have the opportunity. We have the chance. Remember, at this time, there was still a Mekike,
Yes.
Ramsey Noah,
Yes.
Chidi Mokeme,
The Loverboys
the
crew.
Loverboy crew firing on all cylinders. And there you have these new sets of Loverboys that have not broken enough hearts yet. So we became friends the first time.
Okay, with the intention to break your own hearts.
Exactly. Now, what I loved about him was that he was like the opposite of me. Mike is very outward. Mike was very proactive. He's a very lively person, but I'm an introvert.
Yes.
I'm on the calm side.
Yes.
But when I see the camera, I go crazy.
Exactly.
That was the real difference between us.
Okay.
So I found a balance. But most importantly, I found a brother.
Okay,
He
interesting.
looks out for me, and he's been real with me all along. Now, this was what happened. I told the producers in the Southeast that the fact that both of us look alike, we could monetize that idea. So what you have is series of movies where he was either playing my brother or playing my twin brother.
Okay. I think I
We
saw a couple of
engineered
such
it to
movies.
happen.
Oh, okay.
We
Interesting.
made that happen.
Interesting.
And it worked. It worked.
That
The
was,
fans, my fans, accepted him so much. And then his fans, as much as he has had then, embraced me too. So it was the meeting of two worlds.
Okay.
And from that moment, his fans were always demanding for me, and my fans were always demanding for
That
me.
was good marketing strategy for
Good
you
marketing
guys.
strategy for us.
All right, interesting, my brother.
That's it.
Quickly, now, so this next question that I intend to ask you is a
Yep.
question that has been lingering in my head even before this podcast.
True.
You know, for some time,
Fire.
you and I have not seen ourselves,
True.
and I didn't want to call you on phone to ask you, but I'm going to ask you here right now.
This is a bullet coming. You're about to fire one round.
My brother,
Yes, sir.
why are you not married?
Gengem.
Why are you still a single bachelor? Despite the fact that you have broken a lot of hearts in the movie, you have kissed a lot of lips, so many sumptuous
Oh,
lips
my goodness.
on the screen and off screen
Oh, my
too.
goodness.
Why have you not found the love of your life? Or have you found, you're yet to tie the knots? What's going on? What's going on, brother? Share with us.
This is Nollywood hardcore.
That's right.
And I promised I was going to tell the whole truth and
Nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God. Okay. First of all, everything I knew about love came from a script.
Okay. I'm listening.
You like that? You like that?
I'm not going to say anything.
You're not getting the point.
I'm listening.
So,
I'm listening.
what am I trying to say? As a young man growing up, I never experienced that. There was no time for that. I kept my head so busy, so busy, that all I wanted was, what would Nonso be? There was no time for me to engage in that journey.
Create your own world of relationship.
Exactly. But I found love, per se, when I was a lot younger, before I was famous. Her name is Chinyere Okoye. If she's watching this right now, she knows. She knows. That was love for me.
So, what happened?
Industry happened.
She couldn't stand you kissing so many lips?
No, we didn't even know I was going to kiss somebody. The point was that it was something new for both of us. She didn't know how to handle it. I was becoming too busy, getting involved with industry people.
Roles after roles.
Yes. It wasn't a problem, but I was changing. Chinyere was too good. Chinyere was too real, but I was changing. I was becoming what I was not before to her. She couldn't understand it. But it was very obvious that the love was not going to go further than it was, because it was all my fault. Everything about the industry took all of me. So, if I knew that the world would be what it is today,
you would have tied it not with her back then.
Yes.
So viewers, this is a very serious situation.
Straight
here.
up.
You know, because sometimes you guys don't understand what we put in, what we sacrifice to get you guys entertained. This is Nonso Diobi and what he has sacrificed to get you guys entertained, despite the fact that you see him play a lot of lover boy roles in movies.
Yeah.
But he has sacrificed his love life for you guys.
Completely.
So, but notwithstanding, there's still love in his heart. So if you're still
course.
out there and you are one of Nonso's crushes, please, he's still single. Reach out to him.
Of course.
You may just be the lucky girl. Okay, so in trying to round up this podcast, I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Which is going to be like the last question for us.
But I need to wrap up on this last point. It's very important.
On the Chinyere girl?
No. On the part of why am I not married?
Okay.
I've not really answered that question.
All right, okay.
Good.
Let's go.
So, let me make it very snappy.
Okay.
In other words, what am I trying to say? A lot of actors, a lot of filmmakers, a lot of people in the make-believe world find it very difficult to differentiate between the real world and the make-believe.
Make-believe.
I tried. I've given love a chance. I've given relationships chances. I've tried consistently. What people don't understand is that I've been making efforts to build relationship with somebody that will lead to marriage. But guess what?
What?
I realized that there were certain things I was not doing right. Because I was seeing these relationships from the perception of the scripts that I always read. What made up wars in my head all the time was the industry, the scripts, the stories. They are not real. Actors act for too long, live in the make-believe world for too long, that they practically forget how to live such a life in the real world with the right principles of it. Because in the real world is a different ball game than in movies.
Okay.
So when I realized this, I took a back step. And that's when I went on a journey to understand the nature of human being, how to build myself, how to become a better person. It wasn't that I didn't find somebody good. It was because I was not prepared. Nonso Diobi grew up on TV. I don't know what it means to be a regular guy. I don't know what regular people know. Everything about me is film, storylines. I've gone through people's stories. I've lived in people's realities so much that I practically forgot how to live in my own reality.
Your own reality.
And I guarantee you, Labista, lots of actors are caught up in this bubble. Lots. And when I realized that it was dangerous for me to keep going that way, that's when I parted ways, or that's when I really decided to balance things up. I started learning all over again, understanding the kind of person that I needed to be to have a good relationship. At this point, I have tried and it didn't work. So I took my time to go back and work on myself. And I believe that, most importantly, the part of a life partner, I'm quite spiritual to an extent. There are times when you cannot predict what will happen to you.
True.
When you come into this world, when you get married, when you're going to have babies, and when you're going to leave. These 4 things are tied to your destiny. So if it's the part of getting married, I've tried. Why didn't they work out? Because obviously those people are not on my part of destiny.
So what is next for Nonso Diobi now?
Well, I found love.
You have?
Again. And
Interesting.
yes, I'm...
Do you want to tell us her name? Maybe she's watching.
I think it's too early.
Okay.
I think it's too early.
Okay.
But I'll reveal that as time goes on.
All right.
I've gone on to become a film director. I've gone on to become a film executive producer.
Okay.
I've gone on to become a producer. And to me, this was the level that mattered the most. The stage where I will put to test, I'll put in motion everything I learned about the industry.
Yes.
I was all about the impact. I was discovered. So I'm so eager to discover people, to give people opportunity.
To give back to the society.
Give back to the society. To be one of those that will form the new fabric of the industry that will take us to the next level.
All right.
Right?
Interesting.
So for me, when it comes to my life as a human being, as a person, and as a star, I could be able to have a balance. Now, before I didn't. Now I do. Now I understand the real me. And now I understand the movie me. Right?
Okay.
So, what is up for me in the future? Making more movies. I made 2 movies I'm going to be premiering very soon.
Okay.
One is A Night in Riverside, and another one is 12 Noon. These 2 movies are quite remarkable because of the way I made them. And that's because, for me, my journey into filmmaking is all about telling stories from my own perspective.
Yes.
So that's what I want people to expect. Why I took some time off from the industry was to become. Because like I said, everything that I knew was because I had the interest to know, and then I became. So I've never stopped trying to add more to it. I don't want my fans to ever feel that I would ever stop being part of the industry. I'm still going to be actively acting, but most importantly, the higher calling is to be a producer, be a director, give people opportunities just like I was given.
Thank you
That's
very
it.
much, Mr. Nonso Diobi. It's been a wonderful ride with you here on
Thank you.
Nollywood Hardcore.
Thank you, brother.
I'm going to do a preference quick questions.
Let's go.
Question 1, white rice or jollof rice?
Jollof rice.
Fair or dark-skinned lady?
Fair.
Which would you prefer, US or Canada?
U.S. Canada. U.S. U.S.
Once again, US or Canada?
U.S.
Okay.
U.S. baby. I've been to U.S. a lot, and I don't know U.S.
Okay. Mercedes-Benz or BMW?
Mercedes-Benz, baby.
Mercedes-Benz. New clothes or new phone?
New clothes. New clothes. Come on, baby. I love to look good all the time.
All right.
Who phone help? I can use one phone for 10 years. I don't care. Not true. But then...
New phone works too. Dog or cat?
Dog. But somehow, I've started getting interested in cats.
So dog or cat?
Cats.
You sure about that? I know you as a dog lover.
Dog. Dog.
Okay, Abuja or Lagos?
Abuja.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Winter.
Trust me. Because I was born in summer. All summer, all year, all the time. Winter, baby.
Okay, so Davido or Wizkid? You should have a preference, like from time. Davido or Wizkid? Davido.
Davido.
Okay.
Davido.
So finally, Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo, baby. That's right.
You've had it. You've had it. First time, first class from Nonso Diobi, legendary Nonso Diobi.
It's been an awesome time.
On Nollywood Hardcore.
Thank you.
I mean, you can't get it anywhere better.
Thank you.
We will continue to serve you guys with the legends of Nollywood. They'll come here to tell you their stories. But before we leave Nonso Diobi,
Yes, sir.
usually I like to leave my guests with a souvenir.
Really?
You're not going to be the last.
I wasn't expecting this. Oh my goodness.
Here you are, right here.
I've been branded.
Yes, right here you have Nollywood Hardcore.
It's official.
Yes, and then on this Nollywood Hardcore here, on the
goodness.
corner
My name is
here,
there.
you have Nonso Diobi.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Crested
no,
here.
no. This is
for you.
I appreciate this, man. Boss T.
Yes.
This is lovely.
Thank you.
Nah, this touched my heart right now. I'm gonna place this in my house.
That's
I won't be
right.
wearing it.
However you want.
This is supposed to be,
Yeah.
displayed. I had a good time in Nollywood Hardcore podcast.
Yes.
I've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to one of us giving us an opportunity to share stories that will help the new generation.
Okay, here we
Thank
are.
you very much.
Here we are.
It's dope.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Nice to have you here.
All right. Same here.
Right.
Thank you very much. All right,
And,
guys. One love.
You guys, I'm sure you all had fun. And at this point, this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of Nollywood Hardcore, the Legends Untold Story. Thank you and see you next time.